Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. You know what? You know what finally happened? You won't believe this. My Black Friday Vinegar Syndrome stuff has finally arrived. That's right. It's been, well, since the end of November. So, this is an interesting story. I'm going to tell it, try to get through it as fast as possible because I want to show you what I got. But before we do that, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. When you do like it, it gets it out to more people to check it out. When you do subscribe, helps me out. And when you do share, more people get to see it. And always comment because I always want to know what you have to say. So, back in November, Vinegar Syndrome, as we all know, has their Black Friday sale. They have two big sales of the year, usually. It's usually the halfway to Black Friday sale and the Black Friday sale. This year on Black Friday, I was like, okay, I'm going to get certain titles. Because I've been wanting certain titles for a while. So I go online. I didn't jump on the night of the Black Friday sale. I jumped on the following morning. So I'm like, okay, my order number is going to be way down at the bottom of the list. It's going to take them a while to get my stuff out here. Not a problem. I know this, so it's not really a big deal. So I order the titles I want. Go over it again with a fine-tooth comb. Go over it again. This is me. This is my head and the way it works. And so I do all this, and I'm like, okay, I got my order in. Now I'm just going to put it out of my head, not think about anything else. December 15th, I get an email saying that they finally got around to my order. No problem. They've shipped it out. It should be here within... Actually, they said they shipped it out and it should be here by the 18th, which was a Sunday, which I was like, whoa, that's real fast. Okay. December 18th comes and goes, and my package, the order is not here. Okay, no biggie. It's a Sunday. It'll be here by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. Not a big deal. This is my mental thought. This is the way I'm thinking. Monday comes and goes, Tuesday comes and goes, and Wednesday comes and goes. I'm like, okay, well, still not a big deal. I mean, they've already charged me for the movies. I'm going to get them. It's not, let's see. That would make it Friday. So that whole week comes and goes, and I don't think anything of it. Except for on Friday, that Friday, the 2 days before Christmas, I call FedEx, because that's who's shipping my package, right? Now I go, look, according to the tracking, it's moved from one town to another town and it's been stuck in that other town forever. And they're like, well, let's see what it says. Oh, it says that the box is empty, so we can't deliver it. The box is empty? Why would you accept an empty box, is what I asked the person on the phone. And she's like, I don't have an answer for that. I felt like I was calling a call center in some other country because she didn't speak the best of English, and I don't think she really understood my question. I'm not trying to be mean, but that's the way it came off to me. And so she's like, I don't know, I don't have an answer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. But you're telling me that the box that came from Vinegar Syndrome and was put into your guys' hands is now empty, even though they put the titles in it. And she's like, yeah, they say it's empty, so we can't do anything about it. You need to file a claim with Vinegar Syndrome. Great. Well, so I go to call Vinegar Syndrome on a Saturday. They're not You look on their website, their work hours are Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5 p.m. or something like that. Eastern time at that. I live on the west. I live on the West Coast, so it's not helping me none. Okay, so that means that I have to wait until the following Tuesday. Okay, not a problem. Because the holiday is on Sunday, and most companies, if the holiday is on a Sunday, they observe the holiday on the Monday that follows, because, well, that's just the way things are here in the U.S. So we get to Tuesday. I call up, and I get hold of the nicest person ever, and I explained to her what happened. She's like, "Okay, well." I go, "All I want is the movies that I paid for." I go, I'm not trying to rob you guys. Here's the tracking number. Here's my order number. She looks it up on her computer. She sees that it's stuck in Nowhereville. She goes, "Okay, so you haven't got your movies. We'll send a second package out." Okay. This is awesome news, right? It's even better than awesome news, because instead of using FedEx, we used the U.S. Postal Service, and it got here in 2 days. 2 days, right? So you think, oh well, that's the good news. That must be the end of the story. No, not really. No, not with me. It's never the end of the story. The end of the story comes when it gets here it gets here in Seattle. Then it goes through the routing system. It gets into my neighborhood, and I get an email saying, "Okay, it's at your post office in a P.O. box." What? Why would it be there? That's what the email says. It's at my post office in a P.O. box. I'm like, just a second. There's no P.O. box on the address, that I gave Vinegar Syndrome. Okay, well, I don't know what that means. So then I call up Vinegar Syndrome, and I got hold of the same person I talked to on Tuesday. And I say, "I don't know why this would be going." And she goes, "No, let me check the label." And she checked the label there, and she goes, "No, there's no reason it should be in a P.O. box." Okay. I get in the car, go up to the post office, talk to the postmaster, and she says, "It's not here." I'm about ready to lose my mind. I'm like, "What do you mean it's not here?" And she goes, "No." I go, "Well, I got an email saying it's at the post office in a P.O. box." And she goes, she then explains everything. She drops the knowledge on me that, "Oh, well, here's the problem. See, this because at our post office, they have people that deliver the mail, and then they have people that deliver packages. And so the people that deliver packages carry around this little handheld scanner that tells you that you delivered it. And the only option on there is to say it went to a P.O. box, not to a home address. So when I get home from the post office, I swing by my mailbox, and there it is. That's the crazy story. Oh man. I finally got everything. I come home. I get the stuff out of the mailbox. I get in the house. I open it up. Everything's there. Good. That's the end of the story. Now let's see what I got. First one was, and I got this because I don't like slipcovers. You guys know this, but this one had a cool looking slipcover. It's a comic book slipcover, and that's Tammy and the T-Rex. Now, this is what the slipcover looks like, and it still has the same cover art as there. as the regular movie. I thought that was cool. You know, it's a nice throwback to like 1970s, 80s comic books or comic strips. Next up is a movie I loved. Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. Karen Black, Michael Berryman, Pat Morita. Who else is in this? Hunts Hall. Hunts Hall is in this movie. And if you don't know who Hunts Hall is, you're probably a little young. If you've ever heard of the Dead End Kids or the Bowery Boys, Hunts Hall was part of the Bowery Boys. He was Satch. He shows up in this movie and it is the coolest thing ever. I guess this turned out to be his last film. When I was watching this and he popped up, I was like, dude, it's Hunts Hall. How cool is that? So, Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. Next is Shallow Grave. After that, we have a Dario Argento film. Of course, you know, me and Italian movies. What can you say? Trauma. After that, we go from Italy to Sweden, and we have a Christina Lindbergh film. This is one I've been wanting forever. This has both versions of the movie, the Euro cut and the American cut. And the American cut is 20 minutes. 20 minutes of it edited out, and found out why, because I did not know that there were hardcore scenes in the Euro cut. But that is Thriller, A Cruel Picture. There we go. There's the other cover. It's also known as They Call Her One Eye and Hooker's Revenge. And Christina Lindbergh just looked so, I mean, even though she looks adorable in this movie, you know. So, yeah, Thriller. I would have been looking forward to getting this. I finally got it. Actually, I got both copies because with this movie you get Thriller, A Cruel Picture, and They Call Her One Eye. They Call Her One Eye is the American edited version, and Thriller, A Cruel Picture is the Swedish hardcore version, which has hardcore sex in it. Like I said, I didn't realize that was going to be in there. I mean, I figured, you know, I looked at it this way. I'm like, okay, well, before Kill Bill, there was Miss 45. And before Miss 45, there was I Spit on Your Grave. And before I Spit on Your Grave, there was They Call Her One Eye. You know, I thought it was going to be along the lines of that, you know, simulated, you know, rape or sex or whatever you want to call it. No simulation, not in the Euro cut. You know, so got that. And then the last thing I got was this double feature: Too Beautiful to Die and Nothing Underneath. Nothing Underneath, awesome movie. It's about these. You got a brother and a sister that are twins, and he has a psychic connection to his sister. And so she's a model in Europe, in Milan, and he's a forest ranger in Wyoming. And he senses when his sister's in danger. So he leaves his job, jumps on a plane, flies to Milan, and his sister's missing. So he goes to the police. The police, I love this. The guy that's playing the cop in this movie is Donald Pleasance. Yes. Halloween, The Great Escape, you know, Raw Meat. That Donald Pleasance. He shows up in this. He's got a mustache and a really cool Italian accent. You know, he does accents really well. And so there's a reason behind it. It's a giallo film. And then you got Too Beautiful to Die, which is a sequel in name only to Nothing Underneath. Because, I mean, it doesn't. It's Too Beautiful to Die and Nothing Underneath. Yeah, they don't sound anything alike, but these are Italian movies, and I don't remember how you pronounce it, but basically Too Beautiful to Die is El Norte Bara 2. You know, I mean, they basically are claiming it's going to be the sequel to this movie. And it's okay. It feels more like a slasher than a giallo film, and this feels, and Nothing Underneath feels more like a giallo film than anything, and it's a good movie. I definitely say check out Nothing Underneath if you haven't. And that's everything I got. That's the crazy story that follows it. Don't know what else to say. Tammy and the T-Rex, which is cool because this is Tanny and the T-Rex, and even in the opening credits it says Denise Richards as Tanny, even though they call her Tammy in the movie. I don't know what's going on. This is not a misprint. This is how, you know, even in the end credits it says Denise Richards as Tanny, you know. So I've never been able to figure out why they changed the name to Tammy in the audio, but yeah. And dude, this is such a fun movie. You must watch this. Michael Berryman does an awesome job in this movie. Karen Black does a good job in this movie. Terry Weigel does a good job in this movie. Pat Morita. Pat Morita, if you don't know who Pat Morita is, he was Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid. He was Arnold on Happy Days. You know, he's the sheriff in this town. He does a really cool job in this movie. And it's got a really interesting story. Shallow Grave is one of those movies that has... This almost feels like it could be a Hitchcock film. You know? Where when the movie is over, you're just kind of like, okay, I could see that. And I mean, really, it feels like it could be a Hitchcock film. Trauma. Yeah, this... Definitely worth checking out. Argento, you just can't go wrong with Dario. You know? Argento, Bava, Lenzi, Lambert... there's just so many of them. Lamberto Bava, you know, they all did really good movies back, you know, that came out of Italy. And if you're into Argento, you definitely got to check out Trauma. And of course, they call her One Eye. I've already talked about that. And I've already talked about Nothing Underneath and Too Beautiful to Die. So that's it. That's all I got for you. As always, I'm sorry it's taken so long. But I've been waiting for these forever. And they're finally here. I am the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.